Good evening, everybody. Tiffany here at Dragonflyer Studio. I am, first of all, welcome to everybody who's watching. I'm so glad you guys are here and wanting to learn more as we decorate and create our green eggs and ham journal, which is what I'm calling it because it's made from a green eggs and ham VHS case. So yeah, last time we were here, I believe we did, oh goodness, what did we do? We did envelope flip outs. So today I thought we would kind of keep it simple. It's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week, it's our last day of school, so yay for that. But I thought we'd kind of keep it simple. I'm going to show you how to decorate some of your pages. I know when we created this, I showed you how to do a fold over. We're going to turn those into actual pockets today. There's quite a few of them in this little guy here. I know I've got at least 4 in signature 1. And I've got a side envelope here that I'm going to do in signature 2. And, oh, let's see. Can't remember quite what all we did. Here's a little bottom page fold over that we're gonna turn into something, not sure what. And then those should have mirroring pages. Yep, there's that guy, and there's that guy. These ones I have already taken some distress ink and inked around them. I did that, I believe, before I sewed them in. I showed y'all how to do that. So now we're going to decorate some pages once they're in the journal and kind of give you an idea of how that goes. I do have quite a few little gadgets and gizmos that I use, but again, I've been doing this for quite some time, so these are things that I've acquired over the years. Please don't rush out and spend a whole bunch of money on a lot of supplies. Most of what you're going to see that I'm going to do with, like, this guy, this big old punch here, you know, this can be cut out with a set of decorative scissors, which are fairly cheap. I understand not everybody has a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money. I've collected this stuff from yard sales, estate sales, and things like that throughout the years. Really about the only thing I've really invested any money in would probably be my Crocodile 2, my Big Bite, and well, paper. More paper than I'm probably ever going to use in a lifetime, but it's all so pretty, and I can't say no because it needs to come home and live with me. So, without further ado, with my punches that I'm gonna show you, some of those things, we're gonna make some decorations for the sides. We're gonna give this guy a little bit of a colorful, curvy profile, so you're gonna see some things start to stick out the edge of the book. If that's not for you and you want to keep it all straight, then by all means you can skip giving it tabs. Usually whenever I have things like this, I will put a tab here so that they're easier to find once the journal is assembled. Like if you've stuck a very important picture in here, it's easy to have a little tab to be like, oh, I need to flip right to that page. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to decorate some pages, we're going to add some tabs, and we're just going to kind of have some fun today and see where green eggs and ham takes us, shall we? So for this first page, I'm going to hunt for a stamp that I really want to put here, or I may put a cluster on it. If you don't know what a cluster is, if you are just starting, let me see if I can find my clusters over here. Oftentimes I will make these up ahead of time. Now I may have used all of them. Nope, there's one. So this is a, if I had fingernails it would be easier. This is a cluster. It's just a, well, I used a piece of recycled cardboard that I'd peeled one side off of. That's a little bit of gauze or cheesecloth, can't remember which I used. Another little piece of paper that I had practiced some watercolors on. Looks like maybe I played around with some stamps, and I gave it a button. So a lot of times you can make these things up ahead of time, and you know, maybe we'll make a couple clusters. There's a little butterfly punch out that I've created, and oh, here's another cluster. There you go. That one's got a hole in it, so that looks like it might be ready for a dangle, which I also make by hand. And I'm going to do some how-to videos on some of the stuff that you'll see me decorate Mr. Green Eggs and Ham here with. Sorry, you're hearing me ruffle through my ephemera drawer. I'm just looking for some things that maybe I could add into our journal today because, you know, like I say, you guys get crafting in real time, and so you're just here for the ride. Sometimes it's a bumpy ride, you never know. Let's see, trying to find some colors that I like. I make some things up ahead of time, never knowing what they're going to be used for, and then I'm like, oh wait, maybe I'll use that, maybe I'll use this, maybe I'll use that. Going with a little different color scheme today. We're gonna mix and match some stuff. Why not? Hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. The week is half over. It's the last day of school, but because of my profession, I definitely will be back in the office tomorrow, getting routes and stuff ready to go for summer school and the whatnots. Oh, it's never ending, but I am thankful that I have a job. I know some people are not as lucky, and for them, I do have sympathy and compassion. So I will not complain about having to go to work tomorrow, because, well, I get to go to work tomorrow. So, all right, we're moving on. So we've got these two little clusters here. Those are the only clusters I have left. So I'm going to have to do a mass making, something or other here in a little bit. So this is just, this was this punch right here that I used on a master board. Just strips of paper, and then it's shiny because I put Mod Podge over the top of it, just to kind of seal it in. And so these are my Candied Tags that I like to make. At least that's what I call them. I do have a how-to video. If you'll scroll back through my library of videos, I do a how-to video, but if you'll see those, they're kind of bumpy and they're textured. This one's got a little hole in it, so we might dangle him from something. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll figure that out as we go. All right, so I just came across this little guy. I really like that, but he needs a little something going on. Like, he's a little too perfect. I want perfect. I mean, perfect is good, don't get me wrong, but I need a little something extra with him. So what if we find a piece of paper to go on that little flap there? You may hear Achilles. He is in the next room over. He is autistic. He's 12. It is his last day of school, and he is having himself a good time. He's watching some movies. He's chilling out, you know, as all kids should on the last day of school. I really like the stripes. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to push this stuff aside real quick so I can get this going. Let me find my tiny ruler. Oh, if you're like me, you sit down to a desk and you want to start creating, and the mess that you had from the last time you sat down and started creating is still there. So what I want to do is I just want to make sure that this is going to fit 3 by 3 is fine. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3 inches here and 1, 2, 3 inches here, and I'm just going to rip a triangle off of this. If it will actually, you know what, we're going to go this way with it. Maybe. Oh, 3 by 3 triangles, not very big. All right, we'll go with it. All right, there we go. So now, if we put this guy on here and we bring our circle back in, see how that changes? I really like that. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. What if we... nope, I don't like that green. Don't like the green, don't like it. But I do like, I like that. I'm just trying to give that circle a little something to kind of, the pink and the brown in the manila envelope, the tinting. What if we turned it? It doesn't really say anything, so although the letters are upside down, it doesn't really say anything, so I'm not so worried about its orientation, as I am its contrast with what's behind it. That's what I'm going for here. So yeah, there we go. We have the start of a cluster going on right there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down because I know that's where I want it. You will find that I don't talk throughout my whole video. Sometimes I do ramble, but sometimes I don't talk throughout my whole video because, well, it's just hard talking to yourself. I mean, really, I'm the only one here. I'm talking to you guys, but while I'm making the video, I'm not talking to anybody but myself. So, all right, there's that. So I really like the idea of this little blue tabby tab. Hold on, let me get all my stuff out the way. I swear, I'm an organized person except for when it comes to crafts, and then it's free for all. I mean, I know where everything is at in the studio. Excuse me. Now I have the hiccups. And I can find everything pretty easily, which is, I guess, the end goal. So that way all the pretties get used up, right? We don't want all the pretty staying in hiding forever. We want the pretties out here. Okay, so if I were to do that, I could do that. Oh, what if I turned that into the tab? Ooh, I like that too. Okay, so if I put this in between here and I fold it over like that, I really do like that as a tab idea, more so than I do the square behind it. Go figure. Okay, so we're gonna roll with it. I really like one idea better than the other. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out my Fabrifix. This is silicone based glue. It's just in an icing piping bottle. And what I do is I put the glue on the flap that I'm gluing down, so I don't go too tall and have excess glue sticking out. And then I'm just gonna smush this down so it doesn't ooze all over the place. There you go. And then just give it a nice pinch, paying attention to the corners. The corners are our stress points. If you are going to be taking things in and out of a journal, like if this was meant to be a recipe book or something, pulling things in and out, this corner right here is what's going to have the most. Oh no, I forgot. Oh, and this is what happens. Okay, so thanks to the Fabrifix, we do have a second. I have forgot my tab. So I'm going to put my tab close up here on the page. Yep, nope, see, done. Messed it up. This is what happens when you craft live with Tiffany. Things get messy. Okay, so we're just going to put some more glue down. And goodness, I bet some of you were screaming at me. Didn't she say she was going to put the tab in there? And the tab's over there laying on the desk. It's like watching a horror movie in live action. Screaming at me, no, get the tab, you're forgetting the tab, I can't hear you. Okay, so now the tab is in there. We're just going to let it hang out there to the side while this dries. That Fabrifix usually grabs within a couple of seconds, so the fact that I was able to pull that apart so easily is a good thing. Alright, we're just going to smush this back down, give it some time to dry. Oh, wait, hold on. The other page. I don't want to glue the other page to it. Jeez. It's been a long day, folks. That's all I can say. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, so then what I want to do is, I don't mind if this sticks out a little bit past it, but, yeah, right there's where I want it. Right where I originally bent it. So normally I glue these down together and I create the tab, but I really like the little bubble effect. So I'm not going to glue it down. I am just trying to make sure that it's somewhat straight with itself. I'm just going to glue along this line. I'm not going to put glue out here. Just a different kind of way to make a little paper tag or tab that sticks off the edge. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to push this down, and we're going to glue that in place. Give it a couple seconds. La 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 la. It's alright, I won't talk all the time, but sometimes I'll sing. Break out into song with jazz hands. Oh, gotta entertain yourself, right? Right. Okay, so there we go. So then we have this neat, nifty little tab, and if if this was your journal and you were using it, you could definitely write on there, pictures or recipes or, I don't know, Aunt Betsy, what have you. But then now it's going to start creating a profile out here on the outside edge of your book. Now, if you have some sort of clasp or something, you want to keep that in mind when you're building out your edges. If you do something like this, because whatever clasp you have could possibly, fold that down or fold it up or whatever, or cause it damage. So there's that. All right. So now back to what we were doing, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Oh, and then what we've just done is, let me get a little piece of paper, is we've created a pocket that we will put wonderful, wonderful things into later. Okay, so I really like this circle, but it's missing something. I don't know what, but it's missing something. Decisions. Let's see what we can find, shall we? Pardon the crinkling. let's see what's over here. So I belong to several Facebook groups. Luna, if you're watching, thank you very much for this little packet of stuff that I'm about to sort through. Ooh, what if these are just little punched out lampposts. I'm not sure where they came from. I'm not sure if she made them or whatnot, but what if oh, look at that. What if we just do that? It kind of anchors it. I really like that. Yep, we're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, so I'm just going to smear the back of this here. Let's move this out the way. Anyway, I belong to several Facebook groups. Like I said, Luna, if you're watching, she sent me that wonderful little card as a little thank you for participating kind of scenario. So, yeah, it's nice to have friends who craft. They send you wonderful trinkets for all of your things and all of your goodies. Okay, so I'm going to smush that down, and then what I'm going to do is, since this guy is so tiny, I don't want to rub the glue stick on him, so I'm going to rub him on the glue stick. And we're just going to go right across the surface. Sorry, I'm over here off camera. We're just going to run him right across the surface. There you go. Just make sure that he's all completely enamored with glue. Enamored, is that a word? I mean, enamored is, but I don't know if it's right here. But we're doing it. So there we go. And then, you know, somebody could come back with a word or a phrase or something and, you know, put like memories or keepsakes or something like that going on. So now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with a piece of this other paper, another piece of this paper, with a 3x3 square. I can't even talk today, man. I haven't been drinking or anything. Okay, so we're going to go 3 here and 3 here. Dun, da, da, da. Okay, we're just going to hold that down and tear. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is glue this. I know it's off camera. I'm just gluing it over here on my glue book so I don't get glue all over my cutting mat. I'm just going to take this guy, and it's glued all the way on all the surfaces. I'm just going to put this up here in the corner here just to make it a little more visually interesting. Oh, no, not straight. Not straight. I got a minute. There we go. Okay, there we go. If it's not straight and the glue dries, well, who cares? Who's going to know? Who's going to know but you? So there we have it. There's our first page. Kind of decorated up. We've created a pocket out of that fold from when we first put our signature in, and we've given it a little bit of a tab so it's easy to find. You know, if you're opening up the first page and you know you want to skip that because you're already done writing, it'll get you right to the second page. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so now we have this guy over here now. So this was a little bit sturdier. It is parchment paper. I'm not sure the weight of it. This is just regular printer paper that I had digitally printed a picture onto. Let's see. Do we want to create it? I don't want to put a tab. I don't want to put another tab here because that kind of defeats the purpose. I could put one down here, which I may very well do. So yeah, let's create it. Let's create it a tab, shall we? How about we go, I've got this wonderful little hexagon punch. It creates a 6-sided image. Y'all know what a hexagon is. What am I doing? So why don't we use the paper that we have? This is double-sided, so that might be fun. So I'm just going to put this in here and try to waste as little bit of it as possible because, well, I'm frugal. I'm a frugal crafter. All right. So now we have both the negative space and the positive space to use. I think if we fold this in half, like so, maybe. Ugh, sniffles. Stuffy, sniffle. All right, there we go. And we could insert it right in there, and it will create a nice little, I'm going to put it all the way down at the bottom so as not to interfere with the one on the other page. And I think that's actually pretty nifty looking that way. So I'm going to glue both those sides together. Okay, and then we have that tab. I'm going to hit it with the bone folder just to get that edge good and creased. There we go. Okay. Does have a little bit of glue sticking to it, but it just rubs off pretty quickly. All right, so then we're going to grab our silicone glue, come in here, and don't worry, I won't forget this time. We're going to come in here and hit that edge. And that's the great thing about the silicone glue that I use, Fabrifix is what it's called, is it with regular paper like this, regular weight paper, it's not gonna warp it the way like PVA Elmer's glue stuff would, white wet glue. Okay, and then we're just gonna put that, make sure it's tucked inside where we want it to go. We're just gonna give that a push. I am gonna flip this page over so I can make sure that both sides of the tab are getting attached pretty well. I just wipe off the excess. There we go. My fingers are all gluey. Okay, so there we have that. So now we have our tab inserted. Now we can worry about decorating this page. So I'm going to pay attention to the colors that I have on this side. You could do, you know, if you want to do mismatched or whatever, or if you're working on a theme, you know, if you've got honeybees as your theme, or yellow or green or purple, gold, whatever, whatever have you. If you're working on a theme, then, you know, you build off of what you have and what you've got going on. But I'm going to go, I think, with those flowers that are right there. I think I have a stamp that I want to use. Maybe. Where did it go? Yes. I'm not sure if those are meant to be posies or tulip buds or whatnot, but I have this beautiful little stampy stamp here that I've had for I don't even know how long, and I think it will fit quite beautifully right there. So what I'm going to do is get out a stamper pad. Let's see, what do we got? We've got a red, a dark green, and a sort of a purple. So I think over here the red would look really good. Let's see if I can find red. Ooh, red magic. How about that? Let's see what color that is on paper, shall we? On white. Yep, that'll work. Okay, so we're just going to come in here and we're just going to ink this guy up. Bear with me, it'll take a little time. Okay, he's all inked up. Let's cover up the ink pad. Okay, so now we're going to make sure we're on the flattest surface as possible. There's not a whole lot of bulk underneath this, so I'm not too worried about it not transferring. And if it doesn't come across as the whole image, that's okay. I really kind of like that look when I'm junk journaling. It makes it look a little more worn. So we're just going to put that down and give it the old smush, smush, smush. Because, you know, smush, smush, smush. Oh, look, it has a bee. Alright, here we go. And voila! Okay, so we're going to have to give that ink a chance to dry, but that's okay. You are going to see me do some maintenance on my stamps. Grab a handy wipe that's just a super close deal. Not everybody does this, but I do this because I'm me. So I have cut up pieces of just white tissue paper sitting within arm's reach. Anytime I do stamps, this is how I clean my stamps off. So, as you can tell, I put the tissue paper down and I stamp it, and I stamp it, and I'm going to do one more just in case. Because what this does actually is build you a bank. See, okay, so now I know my stamp is done and all the ink is used. So, what then I do is I have this little book. It's this little golden book of Cinderella. And what happens is I've built up a bank of stamps. Now some of these I did on purpose, but for the most part it's me cleaning off a stamp. There's so much ink left on some of these stamps you don't even realize it, and then you're either wiping it off or you're throwing it back in a drawer. Like this was just me stamping. Not sure what happened there. Probably a thing to give it a space to dry. So then what I do is I come in here with my Create glue stick. I just run some glue across the top of the page. Oh, And I put this lovely in here like so. This one has a crease, so I'll pull it down, and then I just close the book up. So when I am creating things like clusters and things of that nature, this right here came out of that book that you just saw. I just was like, oh, I don't want to drag out the ink and the stamp and all that. So I just ripped one out and glued it into place. It's on white tissue paper, so it really gives a frosted effect. And then I do this to all my stamps. When I get done with them, people are like, you don't have to clean your stamps, you can let the ink dry. But I don't. It's something that I do. So clean your stamps, don't clean your stamps, personal preference. I don't know that this helps preserve them at all, but it is something that I do. If you want to do it too, then you go right ahead. And then I'll just let this air dry before I put it back into storage. All right. And there we go. Sorry for the camera wiggle, but my camera arm is where my drying, so see, these are some ink, these are some stamp clean offs that I've done. You know, and these images are totally usable. These are some yellow flowers. I don't know if you can see those, but they're totally usable, and I will find a use for them. For me, it's just a way to kind of add a little fun to what I do. And like I said, I try to save as much of the material as I can, because just like you guys, I'm not made of money. So yeah, and then we just got to wait for that to dry. It's almost dry. I just don't want it to get over here. So what I'm going to do, because we do want to move on, is, like I said, cut up squares of tissue paper. I don't know what size these are, but a cut up square of tissue paper laid down will help absorb any extra ink that's here without damaging your design. Now, once this is dried, I will come back and I will do something up here, but for right now, because of time, I don't want to keep you guys here forever. Everybody's busy. I'm going to fold this over and protect that page. And what I'm actually going to do is come in here with I call these bulldog clips. I don't know what they're really called. I'm just going to come in here with a bulldog clip, and I'm going to clip that page together so it'll have a chance to dry, and I can move on without having to worry about ruining that design. So, let's go ahead and pull that off of there. I'm going to grab a piece of text, just a random piece of scratch paper, and I'm going to punch this heart punch into it. There we go. Also, negative space there. Put that back in my scraps. I'm going to fold this over because this is going to be my next tab. And, you know, and I could have drawn this heart with a pencil and then cut it out with a pair of scissors, folded it over, and done the same thing. Everything I do can be done without the use of expensive anything. Alright, so I'm going to fold this heart in half, and then half again, because what I'm wanting to do is be able to tear it into two. Okay, because this part will be my tab, and I need to be able to attach it to the page that we're going to put it on. So I'm going to go ahead and, nope, can't glue them together. Dang it, I should have stained it before I ripped it in half. Sometimes my brain gets a little ahead of me. Alright, so we're just going to stain the outside edge of this just a little bit, give it some character. Okay, set that aside, lid back on the thing. Alright, so then I'm going to come up here, because I know I already want to put this at the top. My other two are at the bottom. So I'm going to put this one up here, and I kind of want it to, oh my gosh, it looks like an ear. That's funny. Okay, so I'm just going to glue one side of this, like so. I hope I'm on camera. I have a tendency to work very close to the edge of my table sometimes, and I forget that, well, I'm supposed to be showing people how to do this. So I'm just going to put that on. Actually, no, I want it a little further in. Yes, like so. And then I'm going to come back with its twin. And match it up to here, to the edges, and then there we go. Isn't that cute? Oh, you know what I could have done? I could have done this part. I was like, oh, let's do a different color. So we have two different, we have a heart on one side and a heart on the other side, and half of it's one color and half of it's another. Ooh, what about this? Okay, so, sorry guys, I get enthusiastic. I really do love what it is that I do. I know it's just a hobby really. I'm never going to get rich doing any of this. That's not my intention. My intention is to just have fun. I just love it. You know, some people climb mountains. Some people, I don't know, race sports cars. Not that this is an adrenaline rush, but this is my joy. This is where I'm happy, and I love sharing it with you guys that are here to watch. Okay, so we're just gonna do the same thing, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then we're gonna rip it in half. Okay, come on, tear straight, please. Just please, 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 please. Don't ruin the illusion. Jeez. Okay, so do we use the side or do we use the side? Oh, I really like that side. Okay, so I'm going to take it over here. I'm going to smack it with some glue. That's right. You're smacking everything with glue. Oh, put the lid back in silicone. I say lid, it's a hat pin. It's what I use to seal my silicone bottle. Okay, so we're going to turn him down here. And we're just going to put that right like that. Okay? And then we're going to come back, and on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. There we go. How cute! How cute is that? Look at that! Okay, so there we have a tab. Alright, tabby tab. So, yeah, so now we have 1, 2, 3 tabs going on. Now this one's not super thick because it's just that textbook page folded in half. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to bring in my little 1-inch hole punch that I have, if I can find it. There it is, this little guy, 1-inch hole punch, and I'm going to try very, very carefully to show you if I could do this upside down. Come here, book. So I'm going for center of my little envelope, and I'm just going to punch a little thumb grab right about there, and we're going to say that's center. I don't know if it's center, it might be off a little bit, don't come for me, but we're rolling with it. So alright, so I'm just going to come back here, and I'm going to go ahead and give this little pocket here some glue. It's a great thing about these icing bottles that I found is they give out the tiniest little bead of glue, and it's super great for delicate things like this. I do have the big, I'll show you, I do have the big Fabrifix bottle that if I need a lot of silicone glue for like, well, when I made the spine, or if I'm gluing large pieces together, which I have been known to do, I can bust out Mama Bear over there and go to town. But otherwise, I use the little guy, and he does just fantastic. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this little guy right here, and we're going to do our best to cover up the page underneath. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to grab, oh well, why don't we just grab this guy? Just a plain old stencil, nothing magnanimous about it. And oh, we're going to need more paper. So this is going to need to go under here, and bear with me, we're getting there. Nope, I need a piece of all this paper. You would think scratch paper would be, you know, right at my fingertips, but no. Heaven forbid. We're just going to grab this little index card. I'm just trying to protect the paper underneath of it so that the pattern that I'm going for will work. Okay, so we're just going to buck that up against the spine, and then we're going to grab my little espresso dauber, and we're just going to go to town on this stencil. Now, I'm not worried about, what's the word? Perfection. I'm really not. What I'm just trying to do is give the illusion of some stripes in a way that's not me drawing stripes on paper, like so. Okay. There's that visual effect for that. And I really like this heart that's up here. So what we need, or what I think I would like to do, is how about we do Mr. Butterfly. on here. Do we like the butterfly there? Do we like it up there? Do we like it peeking out? Do we need it at all? Oh, what if we put the butterfly? Ooh, what if we put the butterfly in the middle? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's see if I can crease this guy. He is embossed on wallpaper, so that might be a bit difficult. We'll see what that's like. Okay, so I'm going to glue the whole back of this thing. Okay, and then we're going to bring him out. Oh, no, see, look, folded him in half, tore off some of his embossing, but that's okay. So now he really is genuinely worn. So we're just going to put him in the crease, and I'm going to use my boning tool to kind of come down here and mush him into place. And then I'm going to fold the book over because I want to make sure and preserve that fold where the spine, or where the signature meets the spine. Okay, so I'm a little sad that he lost some of his embossing, but it turned purple, and purple is my favorite color, so I'm counting it as a win. All right, so there's that. And you might be able to come back, or you may want to come back and, I don't know, put some color in here. But I think I really like the plainness of this. This gives a writing space, and then whatever journal page or tuck or something that we choose to add down in there will also give the user a space for creativity. Okay, we've got one more in this signature. How are we doing on time? Okay, I try to keep these videos at about 45 minutes. I know everybody is busy. Y'all got stuff to do, dinner to cook, and kids to take care of, and or I don't know, a sunset to go watch. Whatever it is that you find your time being spent on is important to you. So I try to keep them somewhere around 45 minutes. Now, if I get on a creative streak, yeah, I'm going to go over that. But with this project, you know, it's well, it's anything goes. Okay, so I'm going to put this one's tab somewhere right around here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this shut. Maybe the glue will come out. This is what happens when you don't put the hat pin back in the silicone bottle. It forms a wonderful little topper all of its own. It seals itself shut. All right, so we're just going to push that closed. Pay attention to the corners. I'm so glad you guys are all here. My channel is it's growing slowly but surely. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. I do answer all of my comments. I want to interact with everybody who wants to interact with me. I think in the world that we live in, interaction through the internet is sometimes the most people get. So if you are brave enough and willing enough to leave a comment, then you better believe I will respond to that comment, answer a question, you know, anything that you want to know about, within reason. I mean, I'm definitely not a know-it-all. I don't know the answers to the universe and everything in it, which is 42, by the way. So here's to keep the idea with our text. Here's just a little, this was a stamp clean off that I did. I had inked a text stamp. Don't ask me what that says. Anyway, and so I just took an index card and stamped it on there. I was like, I'll use that for something sometime. So here we are. Now we're going to use it for a tag. Or sorry, a tab, not a tag. All right, there we go. And then I have, I'm definitely going to use that on something. That'll be cool. Okay, so we're just going to take this guy. We're going to fold him in half. And then I think I'm going to keep the ruffled edge to the paper side rather than trying to put it this way, so I don't have to rip him in half and glue him back together. All right, so I'm going to hit him with the bone folder. Dun, 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 dun. All right, and then we're going to put glue on both sides of him because he is going to be completely glued together. Made that decision just now on the fly while you're watching. It's exciting crafting. You never know what she's gonna do. You never know which way she's gonna go. Oh, sorry guys. I have to make myself laugh sometimes. Okay, so then I'm just gonna go right above that pocket, and I'm gonna call it good right about there. Yep, that's good. Highly technical, this junk journaling crafting is, I tell you what. go. And then we have, so now we have 4 little tabs. This one doesn't stick out as far, but that's okay. They don't all have to stick out. So this is what our profile is looking like now. We've got some stuff hanging out and saying hello. So here's this guy. As a matter of fact, do I have time? Or is he stuck? Nope, he's stuck. Okay. I was going to pull him out a little further, but that's okay. Okay, so I have this little guy and this little guy hanging out over here in the eaves I just saw. So these are just bits of fabric. I have a wonderful friend. Her name is Dina. If you're watching, thank you very much, Dina. She did some embroidery on some little cloth bits for me. And now I have cloth words that I can use in my junk journaling, which are fabulous. So I think I'm going to do this right here, like that. Yes, I think I like that. Okay, so this stuff will work on fabric. I'm only gluing it to paper. I'm not going to put it through the wash or anything like that, so it doesn't need to be washable or anything like that. And the surface that it's going to be on won't get a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Wear and tear, so to speak. So it's just going to be in place. So I'm going to put this down. Also keep in mind, as you're building your journal, if you are new to this, that everything you glue down adds just a bit of thickness. Now, with this guy, it's got the embroidery backing on it, which I want to keep, and it also has the material and the thread. So I'm going to come in here with my Fabrifix, and I want the edges to stay kind of ruffled. So I'm just going to put the Fabrifix on my letters, because that's the part that I really want to adhere. I want to leave the ruffled edge up and free. You could glue the whole thing down, I suppose, if you wanted to. Just be aware that some fabrics, that Fabrifix will seep through, and once it has seeped through the front side, it'll forever be there. You'll forever see that little daub of glue. There's almost nothing I have found that will get rid of that look. So we're just going to give that a moment to dry. Oh, I really like this. I really, really, really like this. Yes. Gives a different added measure of dimension. So if you have an embroidery machine or know somebody who embroiders, I really thought that was a cool idea I came across, or I came up with, and was like, hey, you have an embroidery machine. Do you think you could print me out some words? And she was all for it. She got to play with her machine. She got to craft. I get to craft. It's win-win. Okay, so there we have it. So I'm gonna. Yep, we're coming up on 45 minutes. So we just got through signature 1 today, but that's okay. So I'm going to go back and take off my bulldog clip and see how my little inked image is doing. Maybe. Okay, so it did bleed on the tissue paper just a tiny bit. Probably can't see it, but now it's completely clean, completely dry and ready for me to mess with. And I know when I close this isn't going to bleed onto the envelope over here. So yeah, so we have pocket number 1. We have pocket number 2, which still needs a little something, but I will do that and I will show it to you guys in the next video. And then we have this little guy over here, I'm just going to leave that plain because I think a nice journal card with a decoration sticking out up here would look lovely. And then we have a wonderful little tab on that side. And then we have this tab here with some adventure advice going on. So yeah, there you have it. Some tabs and some pockets, and how to embellish some of your pages pretty simply, pretty quickly. Use up what you have. You know, if you've got some punches laying around, or some scratch paper or whatever have you, by all means use up what you got. That's the whole point of junk journaling. It was originally started, I believe, with found items. So like our VHS tape here, I found it at a yard sale and thought, hey, that would make a really cute book. So for all of you watching, thank you very much for being here, my returning subscribers, returning viewers. If you are new here and would like to see more, this is episode 6 of this journal. The other 5 episodes are up and ready and available for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, give me a like, give me a share, leave a comment, and I will chat back with you. Thank you all for being here. Till next time, bye.